Hello, everyone, friends of all ages. Welcome to Her Journey, Her Strength, where we highlight incredible women and listen to their stories. I'm Irene. Today, we're excited to welcome a dedicated leader who has played a key role in advancing Sequoyah School's growth and mission. With a background in art history and a deep passion for community building, she's a skilled communicator, fundraiser, and collaborator, someone who understands how to bring people together and create a lasting impact. Big welcome to Elena Phleger.
Thank you, Irene.
Miss Elena, thank you so much for being here. Can you give us a quick intro for anyone who may not know you yet?
Sure. I am the Director of Advancement at Sequoyah School, where our mission is to challenge the mind, nurture the heart, and celebrate human dignity. And we do that with children from ages 6 years old through senior year of high school.
You made such a meaningful impact at Sequoyah School. Can you take us back to the beginning? What first inspired you to get into this role?
Wow, I can take you way back. When I was a little girl, I thought about schools and education quite a bit. I wondered if every school could be like my school, if schools were different, what difference would that make? And I found myself in high school writing papers about education, writing research, doing research. And then when my children went to school for the very first time at Pacific Oaks, not far from Sequoyah, I really began to think about education because there they were so intentional about creating an environment that nurtured the whole child, and that also educated parents about the best way to educate their children. So that led me eventually to Sequoyah because my children went to Sequoyah, and that's how I landed at Sequoyah in the end.
That's such a rich and rooted path. Thanks for walking us through it. Looking back on everything you've done since then, is there any career milestones that you especially are proud of?
Gosh, I've been in this career for almost 20 years. There's lots of things that I'm proud of, but I think probably one of the things that I'm most proud of is helping to build a school that has grown so much over the past 20 years. Sequoyah started with when I came, 180 students, and now it's almost 450 students. Yeah, it's a big change. We added a high school, we grew the elementary school. Probably the thing that I'm most proud of, simply because, as you mentioned, I have a background in art history, is working with architects to design the expansion of the K-8 elementary school, which meant building new buildings on campus. It's a campus that already had distinguished architects involved, but that was 50 years ago. The new buildings needed to be modern buildings that served a different purpose, a different age group. And it was fascinating to work with the architects to think about how to do that in the best way possible.
Thank you. As a Sequoyah student myself, I also feel so proud to see my school continue to grow and thrive. I'm grateful for all the effort you put into it. I am wondering what these career achievements mean to you personally.
Oh gosh, it's meant a great deal to me personally. The colleagues that you work with along the way have become friends, but probably most important to me is how much I've learned from other people. It's, of course, it's a school, right, where it's a learning community. There's an inclination to be open to learning. But for me, that's been such a pleasure. As I mentioned, I've worked with architects in a way that I never thought I would. I've worked with educators who are thinking about, as we mentioned before, the best way to educate young children, to create an environment that nurtures their own agency in navigating the world. It's been a wonderful collaboration all the way through. I would say my career is not something I built myself. It's something that I built with other people, that other people helped me create.
That kind of hands-on experience sounds almost intense and incredibly rewarding. I bet you faced quite a few challenges while pushing through these big projects forward. Are there any lessons or takeaways you want to share?
We did face some big challenges, and I think the lesson I would share that underlies all of that is you have to keep communicating with your team. You have to remind yourself that this is a collaborative effort. And you have to remind yourself that there are lots of things that you don't know. So even when you think you do know, there's a lot of things that you don't. And you have to rely on other people to help you understand what the nature of the challenge so that you can work through it together.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Every time I work on a group project with my classmate, it brings us closer and it makes us feel, we know each other more now. And I join the sense that the unity where everyone's working toward the same goal as well. So, Miss Elena, was there any turning points in your career that really shaped your path?
I would say, yeah, when I was first started working at Sequoyah with the head of school, Josh Brody, my focus was almost entirely fundraising, which was terrific and a much needed. But then he expanded my role to be a director of communications as well. And that was an area that was growing at schools and had very high expectations. And I wasn't sure that I could do it, along with meeting the goals and fundraising. And we talked a lot about it. And then I stepped into that as well. And that, together with the, bringing that scope together, made it much more challenging and much more rewarding at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure that jump was pretty unexpected as well.
It was.
Yeah. So how do you feel your background in art has helped your career? Any surprising ways that it made a difference?
I think so. One of the things that we are as humans is we are visual learners and visual communicators, and understanding the nature of an image, how powerful it can be, how much more powerful it can be than words, and then marrying those two together to construct communication, to think about the architecture of image along with words together, delivering a message, has been something that I have thought about continually since I started working on communications at Sequoyah, and some of that understanding came from my knowledge of art history.
I really admire your leadership. It's truly inspiring. How would you describe your leadership style?
Gosh, I don't conceive of myself as a leader. I conceive of myself as a member of a team or one of many colleagues that are driving in the same direction. And I guess that it describes my style. I very much want to understand, although I want to understand the clarity of my role, I want to understand the clarity of their roles and help them do the best work that they can do, because that helps me get to where we need to go.
Well, I'm sure that you guys working together, there might be some challenges or disagreements.
Of course.
Yeah. So I was wondering, how do you handle it when other challenges you?
Such a good question, because it can sort of set you back. But that's a good thing, to pause and listen to someone else's perspective and remain open to it. It's sometimes you learn that, wow, maybe they do have a better approach, or you learn something more about your approach, like maybe it is too deterministic. And so I think one of the things I've certainly learned is to take that step back, take a pause, take a beat, and listen to someone else's reasoning.
Beyond your career success, I know you're also an amazing mom. Could you share a bit about your approach to parenting?
Oh, that's an interesting question, especially now that I have a new granddaughter. It makes me think about parenting all over again. Yeah, she's 6 weeks old. I think one of the ways I've learned the most is by being a parent. Kids certainly make you, as we were just talking a minute ago, make you pause and think, oh, this isn't working, or this is working. And so I think that it's been such a pleasure to be a parent. It continues to be a pleasure. I continue to learn from my children, and I hope that I always do.
Let's kick back and have some fun. Elena is here hanging out with a group of curious kids for a laid-back chat. Get ready for lots of laughs and some surprise moments. Come see what sparks fly when grown-ups and kids get together.
Hey everyone, I'm Elena. You are?
I'm Lexi.
And
Ethan.
And I'm Lucas.
Okay, let's jump in. What's your favorite way to communicate with a friend?
Honestly, texting is just the fastest, most reliable way to communicate with friends.
Would you rather text somebody or talk to them in person? Lexi.
I would rather talk to somebody in person, because I feel like over text it could get hard trying to explain your feelings.
Yeah. And what about you, Ethan?
I would rather talk to them in person, because if I want to discuss something with my friends, then it'll be I have to take a long time to write a paragraph or write so I'd rather just call them or just meet them in person.
Oh, you would call them on the phone?
Yeah.
And what would happen if you didn't have a phone at all? What would you do?
You could send emails.
Like back in the old days, like for me. Imagine yourself if you were growing up in, my era where there was no iPhone. What would you do?
If I was rich enough, I'd probably send courier pigeons.
What would you do?
And probably like mail.
There were phones. There were telephones, but you had to dial them. What about you, Lexi?
I would try to get a phone, but mail.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an
Oh,
option.
writing. Yeah. Do you like to write?
Yeah, sometimes actually. I mean, it's a big part of this world now, so.
Yeah. Do you handwrite or do you use a computer?
Oh, we type a lot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all technology.
We did then too, but do you ever write a note, a handwritten note?
Yeah, I mean, cards, like there's special occasions. Yeah, friends, moms.
Do you guys write? Do you ever write handwriting notes? Do you?
Yeah. For handwritten writing has a different feeling than like typed letters. So I feel like for more sentimental things like letters to friends, it's better to handwrite.
Yeah. And what do you do when you find yourself wanting to express a really deep emotion, like love or some friend has challenged you and you really want to have a conversation with them? What do you do then?
I think a conversation in real life would be the best option because I feel like over text, it's hard to express your feelings that deeply.
But do you want to sit down with them or do you want to take a walk or do you want to, have a coffee with them or what do you do?
Yeah, getting a meal is always a good excuse to have a nice deep talk with friends.
Yeah. And what do you do if they say no? I don't want to sit down with you. I'm really angry.
Obviously it depends on the situation, but you respect their feelings.
I would try to understand them, see them, and try to wait for a bit and then ask again. But
this must happen all the time in high school, huh? Trauma, yeah, and drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Depends on what kind of friend group you have.
Yeah. What kind of friend group do you have?
I'm friends with a bunch of nerds. At worst, it gets to a bit of yelling over D&D.
Oh, wow. Oh, you mean a game? Dungeons and Dragons, right? What about you, Ethan?
I like just calling them. Like usually, like I don't really have like many interactions. Like it's like many meeting in person because like they're rather my old friends or like I meet them in school. So like I can't really like go out a walk or I just usually text them or call them.
Because you're at home and they're at home and you're not, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that makes sense. And so what's your favorite way of communicating? I mean, we talked about phones, we talked about texting, we talked about talking, and we talked a little bit about writing. Are any of you artists or do you filmmakers or what do you like to do?
Well, I like to draw.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's how I like to express myself because sometimes you can't put words into what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to draw them out.
I like that. Yeah, I wish I could draw that well. I'm not a very good artist. But yeah, writing's a way for me to express myself. Just the usage of words to convey your feelings. Because there's a lot of big words to describe like every single niche idea.
What do you write stories or do you write, do you have a diary? What do you do? Do you have a journal?
Honestly, it depends. Sometimes I write in a journal, but I haven't been doing that much lately. Just scribble yourself a little note. You can keep track of your feelings. And honestly, I don't even look back at it. It's just a way for me to put down my feelings.
To organize your thoughts or just clarify what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Ethan, do you ever write notes to your friends?
Not really.
Not really.
It's really just like text.
Yeah. Irene, what do you think of all this?
I agree.
Yeah.
Because usually for me, since we're all busy sometimes with school and other activities, at least for me, like the easiest way is to FaceTime them. Like I like FaceTiming, like talking, not in person, but still like seeing, each other's expressions. I feel like it's the easiest way
to actually see what their expression is, what their emotion is. Yeah. Because it can be so easy to misinterpret. Has that ever happened to you where you've completely misinterpreted what someone is trying to tell you?
Yeah, over text.
Over text? Yeah. And that causes its own drama, right? Does that happen to you?
Yes, it does actually. I mean, a lot of dramas are like formed that way, and like there's a lot of spread for like misinformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there can be, it can really be harmful, I'm imagining sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you stop that?
I guess just proper discussion with friends and whoever's influenced by the misconceptions to ensure that people understand each other properly.
Mm-hmm. How do you intervene? Do you text someone and say, please stop, or what do you do?
Obviously, this also depends on the situation.
Yeah,
But
of course.
yeah, texting works if it's something minor. But if it's something more important to you, more dear to your heart, you might go out in person,
Yeah,
have a nice little talk, sit down on a park bench or something.
yeah. Have you experienced that kind of drama?
Yes, many.
Yeah.
Usually, well, especially throughout high school, it's a lot more drama.
I'm sure it can be intense, right?
Yeah. Well, usually what I do, it's like I first text them, be like, are we okay? Is there like something wrong?
So you ask a question
Yeah.
to hear back.
Because I can like sense something's off.
Yeah.
And then so I asked, I was like, are you okay? Do you want to talk about anything? But if that person closest off to you, you know, like I can already tell, like, okay, maybe like this is not the right time. Maybe I can wait like another day, this and that. But if, you know, we both open up to each other and maybe like the next day we see each other in school or something, it will be like easier to really have the interaction
in person and give it a little time, maybe?
Yeah, like, well, usually what I do is like we'll text first, maybe like for the day. And then the next day when we see each other, you know, we'll talk a little bit more and then we'll really resolve the things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ethan, you're in elementary school. Are these kinds of things happening in elementary school where it gets out of hand, where, you know, there's this misunderstanding that's generated through texting or whatever?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends because some people, like a lot of elementary people, don't have like technology and like phones. But if you do, like, and it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it depends. Like usually just a couple days and you're fine with it.
Oh, that's nice to
But
hear.
and then couple times you just don't become friends anymore.
It's probably, do you find this kind of nicer that there aren't phones around sometimes? No.
I like my phone. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's the kids' turn to take the mic. Let's hear what our awesome young guests are curious about.
Hi, Miss Elena. Was there ever a time something didn't go the way you hoped? What did you learn from it?
Oh, many times. For example, there are times when I didn't fundraise as much as I had hoped, or someone that I wanted us to help us said no, they couldn't possibly do it. You just take a breath, think why it didn't work or what you could do differently, ask for advice from others, and then regroup and set a plan to go forward.
What skills do you think have helped you?
I would say the two skills that have helped me to grow the most are writing and listening. Writing is really, it's something that seems like it should be simple, but it's really difficult, and you have to practice. It's something that I'm working on all my life and will continue to work on. And listening is something that is so fundamental to who we are as humans. We need to sit down, look each other in the eye, and have a conversation. And it's through that conversation, through that listening, that you understand where to go next.
Hello, Miss Elena. Are you still into making art? Have you ever thought of going back to it and making some pieces?
Oh, I'm not a visual artist. I do write poetry, and I would love to open that door again and write poetry. I look forward to doing that in my retirement, yes.
What core values guide your work and life?
Gosh, core values, a good question. I think it's really important to observe the world passionately, to remain curious. Probably curiosity is as a core value. It helps you remain a learner, and it helps you be in connection with other people.
Quick fire round. Please finish this. If I could travel back and meet my younger self, I would like to tell her
To be more patient with herself.
I feel like all my worries just disappear when I...
Floating on my back.
A book every woman should read is...
Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse.
After retirement, I would like to...
I'd like to write poetry.
A model that guides you is...
I would say Sequoyah School's mission, which is to challenge the mind, nurture the heart, and celebrate human dignity.
Your feeling about this visit is?
I'm having fun.
Miss Elena, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your amazing insight with us today. Huge congrats to your upcoming retirement. You truly earned it. As a Sequoyah student, I just want to say how much I'm grateful and for everything you've done to make the school such a special place. Wishing you all the best on the next exciting chapter.
Thank you so much, Irene. It's been such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being here. Keep challenging, keep nurturing. If there's a voice from any field you like to hear, feel free to follow us on Instagram and leave a comment. We'll do our best to make it happen. Until then, stay bold. This is Irene, class dismissed. See you next time.